Oh boy, it's finally here. Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here, and this is going to be my Spider-Man Homecoming movie review. I do want to say before we get into the review that there are going to be spoilers throughout this video, so if you haven't seen the movie, go see it! What are you doing? And just know that if you are going to stick around for the review, you have been warned. Spoilers ahead. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, what do I think of Spider-Man Homecoming? I loves it. I think that this movie is so much fun, and I think it's so rich with joy, with happiness, with entertainment, and I think that it's just overall a wonderful film. And one of those reasons is the high school aspect. Now, even though high school is not like this at all in real life, high school is very brooding. It's a very brooding place, I know, being a high schooler. And I can just tell you that this is a very charming, loving version of high school, even though there's still a little bit of teasing with Flash Thompson. But still, it's so, again, joyful in the way that it's just set, in the way it looks, in the way the characters interact with each other. It's just so nice and charming. Even though high school, again, is not like that at all in real life, it was nice to see it in the movie, and it was nice to overall see a tasteful representation of it here in the film. So I do like that quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in another Spider-Man Homecoming movie. The second movie, hopefully. Now, what did I think about the characters? Tom Holland, fantastic. I love Tom Holland in this film. I like Tom Holland anyway, I've always have. I really wasn't pushing for him originally to be Spider-Man, just because, or him or Asa Butterfield, to be honest. I didn't know who was going to play Spider-Man, and I'm not a bit, I am a big Spider-Man fan, but I'm not when it comes to live action. I don't know really who can be Peter Parker. But Tom Holland has proven that he is Peter Parker. You always know this. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Ben Affleck is Batman. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Tom Holland is Peter Parker. Oh, it's so fantastic. He is Spider-Man. So I love Tom Holland in this movie, as I've said. He has great acting chops, especially when he had the emotional scenes, when he was basically almost dying towards the end of the movie, when he was crushed underneath all that debris, and Vulture just kind of left him to die. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was great to see it there, and just that emotion. I love it. But what do I think of Ned? Well, I don't love Ned as much as I would want to. He's pretty much Gonk from the comics. If you've ever seen Gonk right now in, I think, the Miles Morales comics. But, man, I didn't like Ned that much. Jacob Batalon, I can't pronounce his last name. Jacob Batalon, I think that's his name, right? Jacob Batalon. Ooh, I like his acting, I really do, but the writing that they've given him is just so self-absorbed, especially when he tried to use Spider-Man for popularity. When he was, trying to get in touch with Peter, when Peter left the party, he was all like, hey, where are you? We need to get famous with your secret identity. And when he was all like, shouldn't we tell everybody? Let's tell everybody in the entire school that you're Spider-Man. I thought that was really self-absorbed and really selfish. I didn't like it. So, but again, Ned's just so funny that it really gives you a pass on it. So, it's really up to what you think personally about the character. Before we get to the other characters, the action sequences were fantastic here. I thought they were great. I love the boat sequence, the ferry sequence. I thought that was great. I like the, when he leaves the party and he's at that car chase. That was fun, especially because of all of the running gags. Like when that guy barbecuing, when he saw him, the girls in the tent, when his eyes start to flicker. I was like, oh, that's so funny. It's really hilarious. All of it was just so, again, charming. It was so entertaining to see this put together. It really was a different perspective in the MCU. More of a teenage perspective. And I think that was really cool. And a starting hero, really. So I thought it was great. The scene with Robert Downey Jr. and, getting onto Tom Holland, getting onto Peter Parker was so good. Oh, the emotion there. I mean, it's like Robert Downey Jr. is the fill-in for Uncle Ben. And I think that we don't need Uncle Ben in the MCU, to be honest with you, because we've seen it so many times. So I really do think that RDJ is just enough for us Uncle Ben fans. Well, I'm not really that big of an Uncle Ben fan at this point, but I was back in the day. So I think it's really cool to have a substitution. Michael Keaton, oh my god. You are fantastic. You are one of the best actors ever. I mean, I've already known that because he's Michael Keaton. But here, he was perfect as the Vulture when he was introduced in the beginning of the movie. He was perfect putting together his business, right? It was really logical. It was a logical explanation of how his villainry comes together, how his evilness comes together in his business. But when the plot twist came up that he was Liz's father, I was literally shaking. And the whole scene in the car with Tom Holland, him, and Liz, that was so thrilling and so, I guess, so shocking to see that kind of come together. One of the best comic book scenes in a movie so far ever. As for Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of the film, I loved seeing Pepper Potts. I loved seeing Happy Hogan. It really flashes you back to the Iron Man trilogy. And a lot of people, after seeing this, are probably going to push for Iron Man 4. But as for Robert Downey Jr. as a whole in this film, he's not really in here that much, to be honest with you. And it really is a good thing, because I think it'd be too much Iron Man if he was in it anymore. Zendaya, oh, I love Zendaya. She's always been one of my favorites. Zendaya, I'm a huge Zendaya fan, and seeing her in this film is so great. But I really think that she was trying too hard in the beginning of the film to be the loner girl. But then later on, it progresses and you get to know her more. And it's really cool how her character comes together. Especially the whole slave commentary, like on the Washington Monument. That was bold. That was a bold move for the writers of the film. I don't know who wrote the movie, to be honest with you. And I think that Zendaya played it perfectly. She played it casually. She didn't make a big deal about it. And I think that her character overall, as MJ, is great. Now, what did I think of Tony Ravololi's character? What did I think of Flash Thompson? Flash Thompson, I love the race bending for a lot of the characters here in the movie, but his was particularly really good. I thought that it was really nice to see this representation, and I think it's also cool to see that he's just like Flash Thompson in the comics, and it proves to you no matter what color of the skin, of the skin you have, you can play a comic book character perfectly and flawlessly, even if you're different, right, than what people are usually used to. As for Marissa Tomei, I didn't really like Marissa Tomei that much in this movie. The reason why is because in the beginning of the film, kind of towards the first act, and a little bit towards the second as well, she seems too infatuated with Peter in a romantic way. I don't know why, it just came off to me as inappropriate. I don't know why. Towards the end, though, when she helped Peter with the dance and looked up the video for the tie, I was like, oh, you're so sweet, Aunt May. You're flawless, just like you were in Civil War in that brief period. But in the beginning of the film, I was like, I don't like the vibe I'm getting for Aunt May here. I think it's a little too, again, inappropriate and weird, right? So I don't know how I felt about her. Maybe we'll get used to her more when I see the movie multiple times and later on in other Spider-Man films. And speaking of other Spider-Man films, I think this really shows you how amazing Spider-Man, how great of a journey that Spider-Man has had through film, right? I mean, you had Sam Raimi's Spider-Man that really sparked comic book fans to join in on the Spider-Man, mythos. Then you had Andrew Garfield. I wasn't a huge Andrew Garfield fan, to be honest with you. I didn't like Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. And then you have Tom Holland, who's really just setting the bar so high, except for one thing. I didn't like his suit at all through the entire film. I thought it was like a really cheap way for a lot of cheap saves for Peter, right? I think the wingsuit makes sense, but everything else is like a heater in the suit, a parachute, the little drone that comes out of his chest. I was like, I don't think this suit is realistic. I mean, come on, really? All of those things are fit into this one fabric, this thin fabric suit? I don't believe it. But other than that, I didn't have any problems with the film, and I think that overall, Spider-Man Homecoming is a summer blockbuster with a lot of fun surprises. What did you guys think of the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Comment down below. Who was your favorite character or characters? And what are you looking forward to? Looking forward for Spider-Man in the MCU. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys later for some more videos. Bye-bye.